My field is displays and packaging, but primarily POP displays. I specialize in all types of materials. I'm a director of project management. In my role, I liaison between design and manufacturing in a much more interactive way than a normal project manager.
My own background is that I've been in packaging business magazines, and in particular a magazine called Brand Packaging, which we founded back in 1997 when the idea that marketing and packaging as a marketing tool was just beginning to take hold.
Can't really get much more knowledgeable than Dick DePaul. 50 years of working in structural design before the advent of CAD, being part of the people who actually developed the first set of CAD standards. He's written the book Ideas and Innovation, which is the structural guide that we give every one of our students.
Louis is a graphic designer, but he understands the technology of the different printing processes, and that adds terrific value to the judging panels.
John Lyons, in his position with Package Design Magazine and being very intimately involved with competitions like this, as well as any number of trends and things that you'd be seeing emerge and be highlighted in their magazine. John is certainly someone very much in the know and very integrated into the packaging worlds.
Gary's been in purchasing, he's been in manufacturing, most of his career is in marketing. He has a broad base of expertise. It shows in his perspective when he's adding things to the evaluation. Rich is manufacturing, I guess also general management, so he has a very technical background. Again, brings the manufacturing perspective to the judging panel.
I am a graduate of RIT and have been working professionally in packaging design since 1985. I've been involved as a teacher since 2002 and am the mentor for RIT's National Student Design Competition every year.
The judges are always engaged and engaged with each other to try to understand what's new, what's relevant, what's changing, and what's working. And they're very dedicated to this process. They're all volunteers. They really want to find the right packages, the best packages, the ones that really ought to come to the top. And as an observer of the process, I think they do a terrific job.
The judging panel is made up with people with different disciplines. They could be in manufacturing, in graphic design, structural design, marketing, even in the press end of the business.
We divide up into two teams of 4, and we take our time looking at each package. We get a pretty good overview of what's being produced.
In the individual judging panels, we try to have a balance between the different background groups, which is good because each one brings a different perspective to the judging process.
Each of the two teams graded about half the packages, roughly half of them. And when they were all graded, then we took turns looking over what we had already graded and decided, does this really deserve the award that it's gotten? Should it be upgraded? Should it be downgraded? Do we agree with the other judges' decisions? Do we even agree with our own decisions after we've had a few hours to think about it? And in a few cases where there were borderline, we would scrutinize those much more. For instance, it was right between an excellence and a gold, or if it was right between a box maker and an excellent, we might go back and look at it just one more time. Once we finished with the basic judging process, then we went to the specialty entries, which were the Eco Awards, the Innovation Awards, and the entire group of 8 people evaluated those because they were such special awards.
Trying to differentiate a winner between many high-quality packages has become a challenge for the judges.
This year's packages were outstanding, and some of them were so really good that we had to divide one of the categories into 2 because one is so strong in design and the other one is so strong in construction.
The entry form that goes with an entry will make or break it every time. It has everything to do with how well they present a case for this particular piece to receive an award. A lot of it has to do with the manufacturing process and how it's printed. It has to do with the design assignment was, as well as how they met that design objective. It also has to do with consumer impact, and if a company can state or quantify the consumer impact, if they can quantify the manufacturing results or their speed, if they can quantify why this particular piece was different than everybody else, then that builds a case for why they should receive an award on this. So in my opinion, at least 30 to 40% of the judging process comes off that piece of paper. And I think some people undervalue how much the judges rely on that piece.
This is a fun entry for this year's competition that I'd just like to share with you. It's designed for theater use. Here's a 16-ounce drink. Here's a compartment for popcorn. Here's a coupon for future use. There's a candy bar, all in one simple carton.
So this is double bin dispenser, 6 passes of foil, no ink, very rough textured cardstock, exquisite registration, wonderful shimmer, just a beautiful piece. At the end, with detail, with the Paperboard Recycles logo, with FSC certification, as well as the Women's Business Enterprise logo. Overall, this piece was just a lot of fun.
Perhaps an unassuming carton design. It's just a reverse tuck carton, but it's a very nice graphic design. And I think the graphics, they're quiet, sophisticated, but very elegant. The package looks nice, displayed side by side like this, or you have to display it with the back panel like that.
This particular package also has got embossed type on the side, probably something in the neighborhood of 9-10 point type in a cursive, embossed and printed, and it's all in beautiful register. The thing I also like about this package is selection of paper and understanding that paper with texture can add to the package.
This kind of register where you're making a color break at each one of the corner scores, you'd get your knuckles cracked if you did that as a graphic designer 25 years ago, because they just couldn't hold that register across the sheet. Now the good guys can do it, and this is done very, very well. There's no flaws in the carton.
Here's an example of a wonderful sustainable package. This particular package eliminates a lot of the additional materials inside to decrease breakage and clanking, and they did that by creating these shark fins which are inserted between the bottles. Doesn't cost any more. It's done online, efficient, smart, clever solution.
This may at first look like a small, unassuming package, but in my opinion, it's a game changer. The technology here I haven't seen before, and it's a metallic ink printed directly onto the package. This is not an applied magnet. It is a magnetic ink treatment. The magnetic ink allows for a very positive closure without any kind of mechanical tuck. Also, the kids will take this and slap it on their locker in the schools. And it's a fun package, 100% functional. You're going to see more of this in the future.
What a package. Let me show you the interactivity of this. Looks simple until you actually open it. This now has become a full display of the product at retail, on the shelf, even with added features where you can put supportive materials. But if you want to even have more product using the flexible hinge, now you can even raise the product higher and put more product out in front.
When I first walked by this, I said, well, that has no shelf appeal. What is it? The fact of the matter is, it doesn't have to have shelf appeal. It's sold through the customer's website. The outer package didn't give you a clue to what was on the inside. From a structural design standpoint, it's very interesting. One might say, oh, the assembly of this package would take too long to have on a production line. And for a retail package, that's probably true, but this isn't a retail package. And from the kind of market that it's being sold through, it's a very interesting package. And I think you're going to see more of this in the future.
The ability to integrate all the components of the package to deliver the maximum impact on the store shelf is another of the trends we're seeing. And this, from this year's competition, happens to be one of my favorite packages. The package itself is a rigid box. It uses a textured paper. It uses hot stamping on the textured paper, but also take a look at the way the window in the box really serves as a showcase for the container itself. And the shelf impact is extremely powerful. the last 5 to 7 years, we've seen an immense jump in technology.
The old exceptional is now the normal.
No matter the size of the company, type of customer you have, that demand for a better package is showing across all lines.
The UV cured coatings and inks, tighter registration, better embossing, all of that being used to deliver the maximum impact.
The club stores have really improved their packaging. They now are going back to their suppliers and wanting more high graphics on their package that the customer can buy in their store.
Walmart is starting to upscale their packaging. That's a little bit different.
Actually, they have higher margins in the private label. I'm seeing more and more companies upgrading their package beyond the brand, and it's even at a lower price point, but it's actually at a higher profit level. Now when you read the write-ups, they're going into carbon footprints. They're going to transportation costs. They're looking at how many miles were saved, how many gallons of gasoline weren't expended, toxic emissions, so many other attributes of eco are now being realized.
And we are still encouraging our members to use our Paperboard Packaging recyclable logo. Its adoption is increasing, and we find it's really helpful to consumers to know for a fact that folding cartons are in fact recyclable, and that the Federal Trade Commission allows us to call them that.
There's an argument that could say almost everything in this competition is worthy of some kind of award because the general quality of the work is excellent. There's just a razor's edge of difference between some of the things that got an award and some that did not.